What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nick Robinson with the Yara Effect. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, episode 3. Okay, so let's get right into it. We see Shamea and Angela have carried over their beef from, okay, so Shamea asked Drew a question. Angela had a problem with it. And she is essentially doing what she accuses Shamea of doing with Drew. Okay, so she says that, Shamea is Porsha's lapdog and how, she doesn't need to be speaking on behalf of Porsha. But as we see in this scene at Kelly's function, Angela and Shamea get into it. Shamea calls Angela Latoya Jackson, and Angela calls Shamea Flavor Flav, and I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, like, girls, what is going on? I think it's a silly beef. I think it's just crazy. Shamea was trying to walk away from the situation, and then Angela calls her Shamina, which I don't feel like Shamea is mean. I feel like Angela was just trying to win an argument, and I don't know Angela Oakley. I remember her husband's name, but I don't recall her at all. And when I first saw her, I was like, who does she look like to me? Like, who does she remind me of? And it is Latoya Jackson because of that nose. I'm not trying to be funny because I love the Jacksons, but she does look like she could be one of them for real with that nose. So, Shamea made reference to that, and then the whole Flavor Flav came up because one year for Halloween, Shamea was Flavor Flav. I think I had remember seeing that or something, but I forgot. So I was like, oh my goodness, okay, they really going, a little low. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. At the end of it, they couldn't bring it together. Even though Drew and Shamea are fine. Like, that's the whole crazy part to me. Drew and Shamea are fine. Drew seemed to have a problem with Shamea asking about her and Dennis, but then they moved past it. And then Angela and Shamea just stay on another level. They gonna have more time. They gonna need more time to hash things out, I guess. All right, so at the little function that Kelly was having, which great calls, I think it's so dope that she was able to partner with Balmain and do that whole thing. It was just very dope. They were in a very nice, mall in Atlanta, Phipps Plaza. And that's why Kelly was like, listen, don't do this over here. Do that at Lennox. Lennox can get a little, whatever you want to call it. But, at Phipps, it's a more upscale, more elevated type of environment. And I agree. Like, why do they do this at people's events? I don't know why the ladies always want to hash things out at people's event. Focus on the event. But then again, it makes for good television, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so we see Porsha is there, and she clearly doesn't feel well. And they made reference to her just sitting there when Angela called, Shamea Flavor Flav and said that, Porsha is Chuck D and all she has to do is show up and Shamea does all the work. It was obvious that Porsha wasn't feeling well. She was coughing. She sounded sick. She sounded like she needed to be with a cup of tea and some warm pajamas and just work that out. So I see where Drew wanted to approach Porsha, and Porsha was like, I'm just not up for it. And then she was like, I see her sister is there, and she was like, I don't know why she called her sister Heavy D. Like, what is up with them making these references to all these 90s stars? I'm sick of it. But I'm like, okay, y'all, whatever. I guess we throwing it back, in this episode. And, Drew was kind of pushy a little bit, I feel. She was like, well, you want to talk, And it's like, this ain't the time. The girl obviously don't feel good. Leave her alone. I don't know. It's something about Drew that just get on my nerves. I don't know why. I think she's just goofy or something. I don't know. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt a little bit. See her a little bit more. I don't know. It's just, she's weird to me. I wouldn't necessarily want to be around Drew myself. But, she's part of the cast, and we'll see. The girl can sing, though. She can sing. I would just recommend that she just take the advice that Kenya and Cynthia gave her as far as Dennis goes. They had a perfect scenario and example for her. Cynthia cleared Kenya working with Leon in that little the life Torah zone or whatever it was, honey. You just want to communicate. you want to be open, because when you don't, it just looks shady and it just looks messy, and that's what Drew is dealing with now, looking shady and messy. And somebody called her a whore. I don't know. Child, the names in this episode is killing me. But okay, we see Porsha and Kelli are able to work it out. They come to the table, they kiki. We missed how they got so cool. I think they cut some of it, but they got right now. I guess they both understand where they was coming from. They got a better understanding of each other, and they're going to move forward and not let this get in the way of them, being cool with each other. So that's all right. We'll see how things go. I want to take it to when Porsha was at the spa with her mom. Her mom is saying, "Oh, Shamea is the dog that bring the bone," and all this right here. I really don't think that Shamea was meaning anything by when she told Kelli, "You would have to ask Porsha about that," and then telling Porsha what happened. I think that Shamea just didn't want it to seem as if she was in on what the ladies were saying about Porsha. I think that Shamea just really was trying to have Porsha back, not talk about Porsha's business, and then let Porsha know, "Hey, this is what's going on behind your back. I had your back. This is what the ladies are saying." She didn't tell Kelli when to approach the girl about her business. Kelli was just crass and just being reckless, and like upon first meeting somebody, asking them about their personal business. I know that we all saw it on the internet. I know that it was, all over the blogs. But when you first meeting somebody, that is not the time to ask them something like that. That's not the time to be that way. And Kelli was wrong for that. She cannot blame Shamea for that, nor can Porsha blame Shamea for that. But I guess we're starting to see what leads to what Porsha was saying on her live a couple of days ago about her expectations of Shamea and their friendship and how things turn against her. I'm trying to see what happens. We have Brit opening up about her life, how her father passed and what inspired her to open up her insurance company and everything. We're starting to see more layers to the ladies. We see that Kelli is, she's a hustler. You know what I mean? She's a hustler. For her to partner with such a big brand and close down the store and have an event, and it's giving boss, it's giving big moves, and it's giving, again, like I said in the last episode, upper echelon. We're seeing a higher level in Atlanta that I don't think we get to see from the other shows, as far as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Married to Medicine. We don't get to see some of the things that are really possible here. So I'm grateful for that. I think the production is doing a really good job with letting us get to know these ladies as far as the new cast, because we don't know them. And they knew that we were, as a fan base, loyal to the other ladies that were on there before. So I think the new ladies are actually giving us stories. I think that they're actually, activated in the episodes, as we can see Angela Honey. And I had to research her. I was like, I didn't know how old she was. Yeah, she is a woman of a certain age. I'm not age shaming anyone, but she is that. And we see her and her husband doing real estate investment in Atlanta. Like, they actually have storylines that we're seeing, and I appreciate that. It's not just the fighting or the cattiness or whatever the case may be when it comes to reality TV sometimes. So we're actually getting to know the ladies and everything. Kudos to production for that. When it comes to, Porsha and Shamea, I don't want Shamea's marriage to be negatively impacted by this show, as we've seen reality shows can do. I don't want her friendship with Porsha to be negatively impacted. However, we see that I feel Porsha has this thing where Shamea has been at a certain level for over a decade when it comes to this show, and she's broken beyond that now. She's no longer a friend of, she's no longer a supporting member. She is it. And like she said in her tagline, +1, I am that one. And I agree with her. Like, honestly, like, let her live. She don't have to live in your shadow. And if you feel like, Porsha, she needs to live in your shadow, I mean, I'm sorry, if that's the dynamic that you want the friendship to be in, it's probably not going to be a friendship, because I don't see that. Based on who we're seeing Shamea be and who we've seen her be, I don't see where she's ever been your sidekick, But if that's what you're looking for, or if that's what you're anticipating, I don't know how this friendship is going to go either. I just don't know what will happen. Let's stay tuned. Let's stay engaged. I'm here for it. I'm enjoying the new season. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but you guys let me know what you think. I'm here for it. Let's see how things go wrong between Brit and Kenya. We see a little bit of foreshadowing in the next episode where they seem to get into a little verbal tiff, and I'm trying to see how it goes from that to what Kenya ultimately does at her event. Like, once again, these events, focus on the event, not on getting back at a girl and doing this revenge P and all of this stuff right here that she ended up getting kicked out the show about. I saw an interview with her with Tamron Hall saying how she was defending her and her daughter. I just want to see how all of that plays out, because I don't feel like you releasing something personal like that about another woman is you defending you and your daughter. I just don't see it. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video. I appreciate every last one of you, and I love you. See you in the next one.